Jingle bells, you know what that means. What time is it? Or what time
What
is it
time is
close
it?
to? It's not goat time, it's
Not
time
time for lunch.
for well, I wish it was time for lunch. That sounds good.
Did you ever watch Bubble Guppies
And
when Luna
dang it.
was little?
A little bit.
I
Yeah,
still can't get that song out of my head. What
come
time
on,
is it?
everybody
It's time for
outside.
lunch.
Outside, everybody outside. Yeah, that was a show and I watched it once and that was enough. So yo, everybody. How's it going? Thanks for joining us tonight. Our normal live show, Wednesday, 8 Central Standard Time. For joining us live, be sure to participate in the chat. Makes a lot more fun, interactive. If you're watching this recorded, try to join us live next time and join in on the chat. His battery compartment is really weird. It just looks like you have to split him open like you have to get to his guts.
I'm going to make no comment on that.
I know, right? Yeah, and it's like it's weird because it has a color. Like, why would it have a different color fabric on the inside? That
Just
makes no
stop
sense.
doing that. Stop doing that.
Yeah. Every time I pick him up, I'm like, ugh.
You're gonna get banned on YouTube if you keep that up.
Why? It's just a stuffed animal. I didn't do anything. All right, he'll stand over here for now. We'll get him out of the way. We don't need any more of him. So tonight we are going to talk a little bit about prepping for holiday season, sales, buys, all that good things. Charlie and I have a couple of holiday products already that we picked up, and we'll kind of talk about those a little bit, and a few more that are going to be coming out, and just what we think of that, what our experience has been with those, and do we like holiday cards? And we can't forget about Santa Claus, right? Santa Claus is an all-star on trading cards for sure.
That's right.
So we want to make sure that we kind of include some of his stuff as well. Did you know there was like a non-sport Christmas set or Santa Claus set a while ago, 90s-ish time?
You'd have to be more specific.
Well, it's a bunch of different renderings of like Santa Claus doing different things, So I think part of it is like 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. There's a bunch of cards based on that, and
Okay. Do
anyway,
you have one to share?
I no. I can pull some up on the computer, I guess. I just thought of it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some cool cards. They do okay. I kind of thought they would have done better than what they have done for me.
Uh-huh.
This. Hold on, I'm getting tangled here.
Oh boy. That's another Disney
Let's try
production.
this. Let's try this. We'll put you up there. That's better. Okay. But yeah, so I pick them up when I can because they're freaking Santa Claus cards, right? And you can usually get them in dime boxes, quarter boxes, whatever.
Yeah.
But am I in here? Yeah. So it's not like every Santa Claus card is a winner. um, it seems like that would be the case, but it's not.
All right.
Okay. All right. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Okay.
What do you got?
Trying to find a picture or something of them. I guess I could
'Cause
go
I
look
know
at my list.
there's
I
lots
guess I
of
could look at my
different Santa
listing.
Claus sets, but I'm not
Yeah,
sure I
yeah,
know
yeah.
the one you're specifically speaking of.
Yeah. Probably have to put in trading cards because if you put in Christmas cards, that's That's a big task. Here they are. 1995 Fleer Christmas was the night before Christmas
Okay.
cards. Here, I'll pull it up here and I'll give it
That
a
sounds
share.
pretty amazing.
I know, right? Let's see. Present my screen. Yes, share. All right, so we'll take a look at it here. Oh shoot, it didn't have the. Yeah, let's share the other one. Now it should pull it up. Okay. So this is
All right.
kind of a good example of it. So you can see it says, Fleer, 'twas the night before Christmas, 1995. All these great images, artist renderings of Santa Claus and things like that. Is this my listing? No, this is a ComC one, but you get the idea. I like the back of it. They remind me a lot of like the sports Christmas ones they did right around this time.
Yeah.
Where they had the holiday exclusive set every year for like 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, ComC only has a 99.5% positive feedback. That's crazy. Streaming now, join event. Oh, I think this is new. This must mean like they have a live sale going on right now.
Looks
Do you
like
see
it,
this?
doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting. Which they weren't even working earlier tonight, so that's interesting. But yeah, so I picked up, a couple different packs of the, I guess I shouldn't say packs because they were individual cards, but stacks is probably a better way to put it, of these, over the years as I find them in like dime boxes, quarter boxes, and they just don't do as well as I thought they would. So I don't know if the artists are famous, anything like that. That might be. Oh, here we go. Check this out. There I am. This one is my listing. Oh, it won't. I have to go back and share it again. It should, like, when you load the new screen, it should just load.
Well,
It
if
should
you
just load the new
share,
screen.
yeah, it depends on how you do the sharing. If you're doing a specific window or a screen.
I'm doing a specific
Window. Yeah.
Good one for me. Well, from my second account anyway. You can see my little banner there. But yeah, it's all this kind of stuff, right? With the really nice images of Santa, kind of the Coca-Cola style art, right? With that, and then the back, has the kind of the fun holiday write up. But yeah, it's really interesting how they don't sell that well. So anyway, the only reason I brought this up, not that we're going to want to spend all night on this, but the conversations we've had in the past and sort of my comments have always been like, dude, if you find Santa Claus cards, they're gold. That's easy sales. And not so. I'm asking $2.99 for this card. It's a base, quote unquote, base card. Probably a little high, but how many of these are you going to find? How many have you run into of this card in all your years of digging boxes?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one specifically.
So I'll put it at $2.99. Huh?
Or that set.
Right. So I'll put it at $2.99. I'll sit on it. I don't care. But I just thought it was really interesting that it doesn't do as well as some of the other Christmas stuff.
Sure.
But all those promo football ones and stuff like that, basketball ones, those all do really well. All the sports ones do well for sure. All right, so we kind of want to talk about what we need to do to prepare for the holiday season coming up. This is the slow time of the year, as we've had lots of conversation about the last couple of weeks, I guess, which is good. It's your time to sort of organize and get your listings up and do all that. And then the holiday sales really kind of pick up in my experience, like mid-November, mid to late November. Kind of like that week before Thanksgiving, I guess is probably the best benchmark to see that increase in activity. And it's everything. It's non-sport, sport, Christmas stuff, anything to do with collectibles. So what I've been kind of selling right now, since it's lower on the card side, is I've been selling like Lego sets and vintage T-shirts, and what else did I sell? I sold a pair of uh, uh earpods, iPods, whatever the Apple version is of wireless headphones, and then what else did I just sold? Something else too. Oh, I sold a couple of toys, things like that. So
Yeah.
this is right now is the time to sell that stuff. So if you have anything else laying around, or listings that you put out a while ago that you didn't have moving on, try to pump them up right now and get those early Christmas bucks out of that. And then you can start pushing the cards when it picks up again. So have you noticed a slowdown?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I still have my daily sales, and I've had some nice multi-card sales, which have kind of softened the blow. But overall, looking at the last 31 days on the dashboard, that's down like about 17%. When I looked at the traffic, that was down a lot too, but
Yeah.
I have to measure that when I look at that, because you're aware. I don't think all of our viewers are aware. We haven't really talked about it, but I kind of reset my promotional strategy a couple weeks ago too. So I took down a lot of promotions that I had before and reset them all in a different shape or fashion. I used to have every card in my store promoted at a dynamic rate, and I don't do that anymore. So part of that decline in traffic, I think, is due to that,
Sure.
because I'm targeting it more now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've seen some drop in traffic too, and I haven't made those kinds of changes. So I think it's just kind of par for the course this time of year.
Yeah.
People are sort of hanging
There's
back and getting
empirical
ready to.
data that supports that. Every year at this
Yes,
time,
correct.
it is one of the slowest times in the reseller calendar.
Yeah. Um, for cards, like I said, there's
Mhm.
other items that do well. That this is your time to try to kind of do something with those. In my experience, in my opinion,
Yeah.
I've sold some patches, some coins, some stickers, like just other random stuff that I throw in my non-sport store, because those are basically non-sport items. Um, and get some of that moved. Action figures. I'm trying to think what else I got in there. Yeah, that's pretty good run of it. I don't have a ton of that stuff, but I have, everybody's got some stuff laying around, right? You got,
Yeah.
gifts you need to re-gift. You got, stuff you bought that you never opened or you don't use anymore. I have a bunch of stacks of DVDs that like I've never opened, right? I just got them on, a Black Friday $1 DVD deal thing or something like that. And,
Mhm.
I'll probably watch for $1. I'll watch this eventually, and just it never happens. So, um,
Yep.
yeah, that's try to do that now. Get ready for the card pickup, because that's going to run for about 3 months once it starts. So you want to be ready. Excuse me, ready for that. Sorry, it was an early morning this morning, as most are. But I think the main focus for the card side of things is to take this time to get things organized. Get your listings up. Like Charlie made some changes to how he does promotions and stuff like that. You don't really want to try to be in the middle of that stuff when you have more sales.
Yeah.
So because that just gets cumbersome, and obviously the holiday time of year is just busy in its own right. Besides,
Yeah.
um, most of us have things going on outside of selling cards.
Yeah.
So this is your kind of your chance to get all that stuff prepped when there isn't.
Yeah, I think prep is the key word. I think we're in the prep period for the holiday selling season, and we have, I would say, about 2 to 3 weeks right now to kind of finalize our prep before we start to ramp up in some aspects. And by the end of next month, by Black Friday, we should start, really slamming for the holiday season. And when we talk about prep, I think what stands out the most to me is the buyers that we see in the holiday season are different in some aspects than the buyers we see
True.
most of the year. And I would call those buyers coming up here as quote unquote gift buyers. Did you
Yep.
know that some numbers estimate that 70% of trading card buyers in the holiday season are gift buyers versus collectors? That's a
Yeah, it doesn't.
tremendous uptick.
Yeah, it really doesn't surprise me because, um, if you're let's say you're the collector and somebody's asking you, "Hey, man, what would you like for Christmas?" Give them a list of cards, right? Pretty easy to look up on eBay. They're cheap to ship. Um, stuff moves pretty quick. Things like that. So, I could really see that. It makes some sense,
Yeah.
and I think it's probably something you wouldn't buy for somebody in the regular part of the year, right? Like,
Hmm.
okay, Charlie is a big Brewers collector. I don't know why, it's crazy to me, but Charlie's a big Brewers collector, right? So for Christmas, I want to get him something. So I look up some, I don't know, Jesus made cards, right? He's the up and comer um, player for that team, and I pick up a couple Jesus made cards and I throw them in with his Christmas gift, right?
Yeah.
That's probably not something I would do during the year for him. So I think that's where you really see it.
Yeah.
Um, I think packs really pick up too. Wax
Yeah.
is like so huge for Christmas.
Yeah, you're right. And lots tick up as well,
Yeah.
if you market them right. So not only are gift buyers a different category, but they shop differently.
Yeah.
Some of the key differences that I would call out are gift buyers, they don't care about your condition notes. A collector is going to look at condition and say, okay, I want a certain condition to add to my collection. Gift buyers, they look at your photo and it's as simple as, well, that looks pretty good. I'm going to buy it. Gift buyers are very impulsive as well. To that last comment, oh, that looks pretty good. That's what I'm looking for. Price seems fine. I'm taking it. Collectors are a bit more patient, right? Like
Hmm.
they'll hem and haw with you more over offers. They'll ask more questions about things sometimes, and they're going to do more comparison shopping, I think. So you when we talk about prepping, I think those are some of the things you want to think about when you prep. Gift buyers buy different types of cards. They're going to be shooting for those flashy hot names right now,
Shiny.
more shiny, exactly. Shiny chrome cards, parallels of Shohei and Jesus Mate is a great example. Brewers fans are gonna go for the it name because they're shopping for someone else. They don't know the hobby themselves. They just know little Timmy. Oh man, he's been talking about this Jesus Mate kid, and I'll bet you he'd love to have a Brewers lot that has Jesus Mate in it.
Hmm.
So when I think about the prep for that, I'm going to start culling over my back stock and picking out some names to make sure I get out there in the holiday season to kind of skew my listings towards more of those bigger names, which is a change from how I normally list. We've talked about it before. I alternate every day, different categories. Sometimes they're big names, sometimes they're not. I'm going to make more of an effort to pull out all these names ahead of time. And then I'm likely going to change how I list some things too with my titles. I'll probably add some titles about great stocking stuffer or, something like that, or run some different themed promotions about gift buying.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I know a lot of people will create like a special coupon just for the holidays, and all those are great ideas. Um, to go back to the prepping side of things, I think another thing that's important is to go out and get some new inventory right now. Um,
You
buy
need some of
some,
those names, yeah.
yeah, buy some of those big names, that you probably have sold through a bit and, could restock on and stuff like that. Ran into Charlie at the Green Bay card shop yesterday. They just had it redone, and, him and I both intended to get over there, and I happened to meet at the same time, which is kind of wild, but, um, and that's one of the things I was doing. I was trying to buy a bunch of these guys that, right now are kind of top of mind, right? So you got you got your Dodgers fans that, um people are buying gifts for, and so you got a guy like Roki Sasaki, who's now their closer. It's nice ASG foil, it's got some shiny to it and stuff. Love the All-Star Game parallels. Um, I think that's like the kind of stuff that you want to buy right now, because this is okay. It's a rookie card, star player, Dodgers. Dodgers are pretty on favorites to win the World Series. You know, that's going to end what, mid-November, the
Yeah.
World Series. So that's when people are going to be buying gifts, and they're going to go, "Oh, I got this. My cousin Charlie lives in, California. He's a huge Dodgers fan. Roki Sasaki, closed out the last game. I'm going to pick up this rookie card. It's $10. It's very affordable. It's easy to ship. You can put the address in, the gift address in, and I can ship it right to them. If you want to do it that way." So like, I just feel like that's the kind of thing. Um, here's another one that it's getting a lot of attention. Scatabo, right? With that team heating up. Of course, Mahomes is always a big one. Some Mahomes parallels. I just think that that's something you want to try to do. Obviously, you mentioned Otani. The guy's such a monster; it's insane.
Yeah.
But try to pick up the names, where there's going to be a lot of fans. Big collector markets, Jordan, Griffey.
It's-
We all know the names, right? That are sellers. Brady. Because you're not necessarily selling to a collector, but to the larger collector base via somebody buying a gift.
Right.
So you can go stock up on a bunch of, PSA 9 Brady rookies at $400 a piece and think, "Oh, this is a great gift for somebody," but that's a tough price point for a lot of gift buyers.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's a wife buying for a husband, they would have a bigger budget that way, but if it's for little Timmy who just started collecting and likes Tom Brady, maybe just a fun insert, $10 insert would be perfect.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my tip as far as like what should you be getting right now if you're trying to make some flip.
Did you happen to watch my pickups video in the Discord the other day?
I did not yet
All
anyway.
right.
I did
Well-
watch your box break though.
Yes.
From
Yes.
yesterday, whenever the heck that was. Yeah.
Yeah. That was yesterday. That was
Yesterday, yeah.
That was
Well, yeah, you bought it when I was there. So yeah, that had to be
that was
yesterday.
Bowman Chrome. That was Bowman
Yep,
Chrome.
Bowman Chrome Mega.
Actually, now that I think of it, I'm mixing up my videos. I don't think I did a video of the box. I think I just posted a couple of the pictures of the box in the Discord. But anyway, if you saw that post, did you take a look at that post? Do you remember what I said about why I bought that box?
Well, that was just like all the big names, right?
It was loaded with quantity of big name base. Aaron Judge, Otani,
Mhm.
Ricky Henderson, Ken Griffey Jr., All names like that I was able to buy out at a wholesale price, and that's going to be stuff that is the foundation of a lot of those holiday sales, right?
Yeah, I definitely think that's the right move. I like buying kind of the more obscure players, with serial numbered cards and things. And a lot of times those are better sellers because there just isn't much listed, right? When
Mhm.
you're appealing to the collector. Um, but yeah, when you're trying to
But
sell
it's
to
a
the
shift now.
masses, yeah, when you got grandma buying now for grandson and
Yes.
he's a Dodgers fan, like she's gonna buy him something Otani. She's gonna buy him something Freddie Freeman. It's gonna be one of the big names. She doesn't know who Roki Sasaki is.
Right.
She doesn't know who Tommy Edman is, or Mookie Betts, maybe Mookie. He's a pretty big name there now. But anyway, so when grandma goes in, or talks to little Johnny about, why does he like the Dodgers? Oh, Tony does this, and you know, um Kershaw can do this when he pitches, and blah blah. Grandma's listening for her gift ideas, right?
Yeah.
Um so that's why I think, yeah, you really have to stick with those solid, resale type names, because you're selling to the person who isn't the end user,
Yep. Yeah.
as much as possible. There are plenty of people who like just get money for Christmas, and they're going to go in and buy cards as collectors.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying like totally ditch out on, other random grandma's probably not looking for it type stuff. Like I got this great let's see, what is this? Fleer, or no, Leaf insert card. What is this called? Stars? Gold leaf stars. And it's got Greg Maddux on one side and Nolan Ryan on the other. I'm like, man, that's just such a home run. Those are two great selling players. Leaf is a great set, some nice foil on there and stuff. Is grandma gonna buy that? I don't know. I mean, those aren't, current players, and unless oh, this kid's a Nolan Ryan freak or whatever. Probably not as big of a gift one, but I'm certainly not gonna pass on that for 50 cents. um because I still have collectors that are gonna be buying too.
Right.
And that's really what happens with January. That's where January really kicks in. Now it's a lot of holidays are done. People are starting to get tax return stuff going, and expecting that money, because many people spend their tax return money before they get their tax return. Just FYI. um I see that every year. It's like, oh, this certain customer buys for me every year in like January, and I'm like, well, yeah, it or end of year bonuses, right? Some companies still do that. Or if you're a salesperson, you get your big commission payout, quarterly or the end of the year, biannually, whatever. Most of that happens to be in December. Um, so don't completely turn a blind eye to like opportunity either to the collector. But I think Charlie's right when you're looking at the bulk side of buying right now. Sticking to the names that are going to be in the paper are probably smart.
Yep.
So now we just talked about going to the Green Bay store and picking some stuff up. You bought a Bowman Chrome Mega. Um, so let's talk some holiday products, right? Some
Yeah.
stuff that's coming out. So I picked up the absolute holiday calendar for this year, the football calendar. Um, really, really great art again. I didn't even pop the wrapper off on this yet because you get that nice little big that kaboom insert that you can lay your hits out on. When you
Kaboom.
open your pack each day, right? I didn't even do that yet. This puppy's staying sealed until the holidays, so don't get too tempted.
So that's a you purchase?
That's a me purchase, yeah.
Yeah.
But mostly for resale. I mean, let's face it. I doubt there's going to be anything in here that I would keep, unless there's some cool Favre stuff. But what I like about this kind of thing, and I'll let you kind of go over the baseball holiday box from Topps, is they're really holiday focused cards. Okay, so the cards that come out of this box, and it's all on the back here too. But the cards that come out of this box, it's a 200 card set, and all the cards are red and green. So it's the only card. It's a you know limited edition, exclusive, whatever you want to call it. Parallel set just for this calendar. So there's some of the regular inserts in here, but they also have the holiday suit inserts, which are pretty cool, from what I understand. Somebody did rip a box while I was in the shop of this. They bought the thing and then just ripped it open. I'm like, well, it's kind of lame, but whatever. I'm going to use it as a calendar because I think that adds some fun to it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess if you're just looking for the release day resale, that's part of it. But anyway, pulled a holiday suit card, and it was pretty sweet. So
Nice.
I like that kind of stuff. So when we're talking about holiday cards, right? And Santa Claus cards and things like that. This stuff does well too, where it's more holiday themed, like it's got the snow on the card, or candy canes and elves, and all that kind of stuff has a pretty big appeal in the hobby. And this was $50. So I think value wise, a lot of those holiday products are good too, because they're trying to sell it as a quote unquote stocking stuffer.
Yep.
As you mentioned earlier. So you get 24 packs, 3 cards per pack. Each pack has some kind of parallel or insert card. What do they call them? Non-base cards are 1 per pack. So I would say non-base would mean a rookie card, an insert, parallels, something to that effect, numbered card, whatever. Anyway, you get 1 of those per pack, and then you get 24 packs, because it's 1 for each day starting December 1st through Christmas. So you get 72 cards for $50. I think that's pretty cool, and it's they're all exclusive parallels.
Yeah.
So product like that, that's a good one. Obviously, you can also get Kaboom. So huge bonus to. I mean, pretty much the primary reason to buy Absolute is to get Kabooms. The Kabooms are exclusive in this product, in the sense that the normal Kabooms are up and down, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are the lateral Kabooms, is what you can get out of the Christmas set. So kind of a nice extra incentive there, that you're going to get something that doesn't come out of any of the other assortments that they release.
Yeah.
So now you also bought a holiday product. You want to talk about the one?
Yeah.
That
yeah.
did you rip some? You said you ripped some, right?
Yeah. So we did I'm gonna do a solo layout here because I can show off some stuff. So we bought 2 of these today, the 2025 Topps Holiday. There it is. So these are 10 packs with 10 cards each for $30. So that's with tax, that's roughly 32 cents a pack or a card. But we got 2 of those and we ripped them as a family. We tend to do that. This is Mrs. JC3's favorite set of the year. She actually encourages me to buy these, so I take advantage of that whenever I get that kind of buy-in. But this is the base. You can see it's got the garland and a little bit of lights and candy cane colors on the side. It's a little there's a little bit of a snowflake in the corner, I think, too. It's a little more tamed and subdued than it has been in some of the past years, which I like because it's a little cleaner card. This is Chandler Simpson, hot prospect for the Rays. So the base are nice, but what you're really after are all those holiday variations, of course. So I have some of those I can show you. Here's the base holiday glitter. So it's got the gray border. That's an Austin Wells rookie cup, and you can see the glitter is in streaks this year, which I kind of like. It looks like an icy window as you tried to wipe it off. So pretty nice looking card there as well. You get you get a pretty good handful of those. You know, this is 2 boxes worth. But then they have some different color variations as well. This is, I think they call this the light blue and white. So same design, just different colored border. And then I wasn't even looking at the checklist or anything when I did this. So these kind of surprised me. This is the blue metallic. So you got a little hollow foil there on those. Those are really sharp. So got a couple of those, basically 1 in each box. Let's see. And then there's these holiday image variations, and they have 2 types. There's a front variation or there's a back variation. So these are the traditional front variations. You got the Santa hat on there. And there's different types of hats. I think depending on which packaging, you have different holiday variation. Like the lights are just in the tins or something. These were out of the mega. So there's a different hat on that one. But then there's this back variation as well. So here you'll see the team logos replaced by the Christmas cookie and a little different color scheme there as well. So we got 3 or 4 of those out of each box. Of course, you've got your die cut decorations. So we got a couple of those, the poinsettia theme this year. I typically have trouble moving these. I don't know about you, Adam, but I struggle to move those as much as I would like to.
The ornaments?
Yeah.
Oh no, those sell for me.
Yeah, I struggle to move those. This was this. Well, I'm gonna go in different order. This one surprised me too. It's a Topps Chrome refractor, numbered out of 499. I didn't even see that on the checklist afterwards when I was checking. There were some different color variations of refractors that I didn't get one of those, but I did get this, and it just caught me off guard because I didn't expect that to be in there. Nice looking card.
It's the right team.
Slamsby Swanson.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get your auto or relic, although it's not guaranteed, so I'll caution you against that. But we did hit an Ozzy Albies relic out of 99.
Yeah, and it's game used too, right? They're
Correct.
still keeping them game used. Yeah,
Game
to me
used.
that makes a big difference.
Yep. So that's a nice looking card there as well. But the big draw of the holidays are, of course, this card. Can anybody see what this card is?
Oh, it's got the little elf in the bottom left, right?
Got the holiday elf. Yep.
Nice.
Which is sneaky. We missed it the first time when we ripped it, and then we were going back through, and Mrs. JC3 is like, oh, this one's a little different. It's got a flower or something by his leg. And I grabbed it and I said, flower? That's no flower. That's an elf. So those also have a different identification number on the back, which is nice to help identify them. So it's got the HE prefix.
Hit an elf, yeah.
Yeah. So
awesome.
We always enjoy those. We get them every year. I'll probably end up getting more before it's done. I mean,
where did you buy them at?
At our LCS that we were at.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw a post today that they got them in, so I stopped in again after work today.
Yeah, I might have to try to pop over there later this week. We'll see.
And then Topps Holiday has an advent calendar as well, which I will be checking out, but that will not be available until next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So lots of holiday products coming out. I mean, we're just getting through the Halloween season, if you will. So of course you've got your haunted hoops and your trick or treat packs and score a treat and that kind of thing. So you kind of walk away from that and you get right into the Christmas holiday type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm the Topps calendar. I'll probably pick one of those up too, because then I'll have 2 packs to rip every day. I think that will be fun. But yeah, I love that holiday design. That's the first I've seen of it. But you're right. I love the
So clean.
streaky
Mhm.
foil is just dope. That's fun and different.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
yeah.
like an ice storm or a
Right.
sleet.
Right.
The sleet coming through, and
Yep.
yeah, that's pretty slick. I
It's the
dig that.
bomb.
Yeah. $30 for a mega. So I mean that's pretty good deal.
It is a budget offering from Topps.
Yeah.
And it, so I got 100 cards, right? This
Mhm.
is all base. Probably 20 rookies or big names will go out of that. So then I'll still have a big stack that I'll probably lot out or something.
Yeah, I mean they do sell. They don't print that as much as you think they do of that.
Mhm.
You think, oh geez, they just print the heck out of this. But I think it's so niche. And Bowman is just putting their chrome out, and there's all these other products that they do the bigger prints on for the bigger rip groups and stuff.
Yep.
I don't know how many breakers are out there buying holiday megas and ripping them. I don't see a lot of that.
Right.
So I think to some degree, some of those cards, if you hang on to them for a little bit, there's more demand as the year goes by. I had a 2019, so I think that was the first year of Topps Holiday, 2019. I picked up a Judge, so just the base version. It just had the lights and stuff on it. Didn't have the hat or any of that, and I got like $10 for it
Yeah.
because you never see that card, right? It's second year, it's Judge, it's the holiday, and again, remember, sometimes you're not selling this to the Judge collector, you're selling it to grandma who's like, oh, Billy loves Aaron Judge. Look at this sweet Christmas card. It's themed
Mhm.
for the holiday. I'm looking for a gift for him. He doesn't pay $10 for cards. He buys packs and only
Mhm.
has so much money, whatever. I'm gonna buy this Aaron Judge card for him. You know,
Yeah.
you have an additional market to try to appeal that stuff to. And yeah, I love that product. I hope they continue to do it. I would love to see them do it now with football and basketball. I was kind of hoping to see a holiday basketball product this year, just because it's their first opportunity to do it, and I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything coming.
Yeah.
Because they just released their the basketball flagship. So I thought, well, maybe they
Right.
throw something out for holidays, but takes a while to get that stuff put together too, and maybe they just
It
didn't have
does.
access to do it for this year, and they'll have more coming out next year. I'd love to see them do a Halloween product. I'd love to see them do a fourth. They do 4th of July cards, right? I mean, they've done that before as like an insert or a parallel.
Yeah, there's
Um,
usually an Independence Day parallel.
yeah, I think it's just smart to do like mainstream holiday parallels. I don't know. Easter, right? They do the Easter ones now with the eggs on it and stuff. And you
Mhm.
can buy it in a little tin egg, and I think those are smart moves. That's how you're going to start getting the non hobby people into the hobby. They'll,
Yeah.
oh, look at this. Billy loves baseball cards. I can get him this little Easter egg tin, and he'll get some cards out of it. And
Mhm.
now Billy's hooked, right? Because he got a parallel, a Judge parallel with a bunch of Easter eggs on it or something.
Yep.
So yeah, so look for that. I don't think you need to buy cases and cases and cases of it, because like Charlie said, it's an entry level product, but for $30, there's pretty good return on those. I've had it where I've gotten them for a little bit of a deal, right? Like closer to
Yeah.
Christmas, they'll drop them to 25 or something like that. And I've gotten like $20 for some of the ornaments, the bonus
Yeah.
card you pull out of the box. So you can almost break even with just like one or two of the inserts. Um, and then yeah, if you pull some nice image variations or hidden elves, any of that kind of stuff, there's definitely a market for that.
Yeah.
I had an Aaron Judge that I just got the other day too, where he has the lights on his neck, and they're kind of like hanging behind him as he swung. Like they do a good job with the Photoshop. They're really fun.
Yeah,
And
they do.
I mean that car. I listed that car. I probably sold. Maybe I sold it too cheap. I don't know. But I listed that car and it sold the same day. So there's markets for, especially the better name players, of course.
Yeah, and then they do a good job of adding, just the right amount of exclusivity to the different parallels. Like I said before, the different packaging comes with different parallels, like the lights, the holiday lights, the necklace. That's only in the tins, I think. I'm going back to my notes to see what they were, because I know it called it out in there.
Are they
The
doing
Meg
the can? Are they doing the candy cane bats again?
I didn't see anything on the candy cane bats, but
That's my
here we
favorite
go.
one.
So the mega box is 10 packs of 10. You're going to get 3 base holiday variations or holiday back variations, 5 base glitter holiday parallels. Those are the gray border. Those are the base glitter. 1 base blue metallic glitter, 1 base light blue and white glitter, 1 oversized die cut, and 1 hit auto relic or a base chrome variation. The exclusives are the chrome holiday parallels. Now the collector's tin is 59 cards in a tin. You get 1 base holiday variation short print, 4 gold holiday lights parallels,
Ooh,
2 of those blue metallics, and the holiday lights parallels are unique to that format. And
okay.
then there's the holiday advent calendar. So that is 5 cards per pack, 20 packs per box. So again, 100 cards. 1 evergreen pack, which I love. I went hunting for evergreens last year. That's how much I like them. 1 original buyback pack and 2 stamped original buyback cards. And the holiday plaid parallels are unique to the advent calendar.
Oh, plaid. Okay.
Yeah.
It stinks that they do 20 days. So you have to start on December 5th. You know,
Well,
you start on Saint Nick Day, I guess.
and I was just going to say that's exactly why. Because
Yeah.
traditionally that's kind of what that season is.
Yeah. I start counting down on November 1st. So I guess
That's because you're a heathen.
I would need a really big calendar. That's Mariah Carey Day. So
That's right. So one thing we didn't talk about in the prep phase is making sure you're set up when the volume hits. You've got all your supplies loaded up,
yep.
ready to go. If you're not taking photos and listing regularly, you've got that set up so that once you need to start listing, which you're going to need to pick up your listing. If you're not, you're going to need to pick it up in the next couple weeks to get eBay's interest in you as a seller. So make sure you've got that whole setup ready to go and you're prepared to hit the ground running.
Just like buying a scanner that's going to be delivered tomorrow. Is that what you're saying?
Oh my goodness.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So big news on our front. Charlie and I are discovering the demand for more scanner time. So we decided to finally each purchase our own. The prices come down quite a bit. So I have my own coming tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be fun to have, at my fingertips at any moment and get a lot of that stuff listed. I have, you know, always have stacks of scannable type cards, right? Ready to go. So I've got part of my stack right here is it's already ready sorted and all that. Just need the scanner to arrive tomorrow and plug it in. So
Now, did you order the same make and model?
I did. I got an FI 8170. Yep.
Yeah.
I did
Tried and
that for
true.
Yeah, I did it for a couple of reasons. It's still the scanner that Car Dealer Pro recommends, which is my listing software. Um, Familiar with it, been using it for a year and a half, 2 years. I don't know, however long it's been now. I already have all the drivers installed and ready to go. So it should be pretty much plug and play. Um, I know how to clean it. It just made a lot of sense. And like I said, the prices have come down. I'm sure there's some newer models, but it certainly does everything we need it to do for our purposes. Um, and it's been a great machine. I never really had any reason to not choose that item.
Agreed.
So that's what I did. It was not supposed to be here till the 28th. It's actually showing up tomorrow, so that'll be good. I can get it fired up and ready to go before the weekend, and start getting scans going and getting more listed. I'm also scanning more than I was before. Not just because I have more scannable cards, but I've expanded what I'm willing to scan. So I'll scan
Sure.
like base chrome and base, uh, mosaic and stuff like that. And I told Charlie with the ones that kind of get cut off because some of those cards have that issue. I have a way to use a different photo and still be able to list your Card Dealer Pro that way. And I really want to do that because I also want to be able to list to all three platforms at at a click of a button, versus taking the photos with my phone. I have to send it to Card Dealer Pro, upload it from there. If I want to send it to all three, or just upload it to eBay and then download the file later and send it forward. So it makes more sense to try to get it through the scanner if possible, especially in like ultra modern cards where people know what the card is. Like you can literally use a stock photo and it's fine. Like a 2025 optic Patrick Mahomes base card, right? You don't need a photo of the specific card. You have 4 or 5 copies of that card and they all look the same. Quality control is different on the ultra modern. So, and then vintage I scan individually anyway. So there's going to be I don't know that I'm necessarily going to increase how many scans I'm doing, but just what I'm scanning is going to be more. And then having that scanner here whenever I decide to use it will make it more feasible as well. We have a couple boxes down here ready to go to be scanned as well. I got a lot of non-sport stuff, so I'm gonna and now due to the inventory management, I'm not doing as many quantity listings. Now I have 3 copies of something, I just scan all 3 in and have 3 separate listings for them.
Okay.
Because it's quicker, it's easier, especially in the non-sport, because I have so much room in that store to list more cards yet that it just makes sense right now to do that. And again, I can list to all 3 sources because quantity is an issue on platforms when you're trying to upload. Card Dealer Pro doesn't make it easy to put a quantity in there and share it. Unless you're going to work with the spreadsheet, which you really can't do if you're doing the direct, because you're not using a CSV to upload.
Right.
So that's where I'm at with that. So kind of the big news for our development anyway is having that second scanner. We're also coming towards winter, and it's like, I got to pack up the scanner and run it over to Charlie's and drive in the snow. And we're not doing nearly as many shows as we used to. It used to be kind of easy. Like, okay, we go to a show every other week because we were trying to get so much inventory. I'll just bring it to Charlie at the next show we go to, and we're just not doing as many of those. It's usually our show. So the hookup times are a little bit less, than they used to be. We have to kind of make a effort to get stuff to each other. Busy lives and all that good stuff. So,
yep, for sure.
All right, should we get to some chat? I think we talked a lot about some holiday prep. Let's see what the chat has to say about.
We can do
this
that.
Particular topic.
Dan's first in this week. What up, guys? My wallet seems to already been used for the holidays.
Oh boy, did you hit the wild card? I want wild card to do a good holiday product. What are they doing? Makes no sense. They have
Wh-
their Halloween stuff is amazing, but they
I
don't
was
do
gonna say it
anything.
depends on what holiday you're looking for.
Well, when I say the holidays, I mean like, I'm trying not to be like specific to one thing in the season. There's so many different holidays that are celebrated at the same time. But make Hanukkah cards, make Kwanzaa card. Like I don't care. Just make cards for the holidays. I think it would be super fun. I have a
Yeah.
great Lilo and Stitch Hanukkah card that I love. You don't see a lot of Hanukkah cards, so I think that could be fun. Let's try to put out some new and different stuff, and I'm in.
Yeah. I it's funny because I spent some time staring at the offerings on the shelves from Wildcard at the LCS today, and you're right. What's absent is the holiday season themes. But they have very patriotic stuff that falls in line with 4th of July really well. They have the great haunted hits for Halloween. That is a gap in their branding, isn't it?
And maybe that's their play. They're like, okay, well, Panini has holiday calendars. Topps has that. Nobody's putting in like real effort for a product for Halloween. I mean, there's the
Yeah.
trick or treat packs, but that's not really for the collectors.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they were like, let's put out Halloween stuff. We can own that one. They have great art and the cards are amazing, but yeah, I would love to see some Christmas cards or I I think it would be really cool if one of these companies, and I understand costs and all that kind of stuff, but it would be really cool to see a company collaborate with like a cool holiday property. Okay,
Yeah.
so hear me out. So like I don't know, have you've seen the Bob Ross Topps cards, right? Where it's like his
Yeah.
painting in the background and they're hitting, but it's like snow covered little mountains and happy little trees, in the background and all that kind of stuff. Amazing. Really sweet stuff. Like why can't we have a, like Buddy the Elf parallel set? So you got like, I don't know, a pitcher throwing a pitch and there's the narwhal coming out of the water or something. I don't know. I feel like they just don't put in a ton of effort to really make something cool. And I know we buy the crap anyway and we resell it and there's all that. So I get that part of it, but it just they do a good job with the holiday baseball with the adding the hats and the little hidden elves and
Yeah.
I think that's great. But let's do a collaboration between there's so many awesome like straight up holiday properties. Think about like Christmas Story, right? I love that card set.
Mm-hmm.
We had a ton of fun ripping that and I mean you'll shoot your eye out, and then you have like, Aaron Judge holding the bat like that or something. I don't know. I think it would be sweet. Remember the Marvel stuff they did in like the mid '90s with football, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where they had like Wolverine and Marshall
Hulk.
Faulk on a card or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what happened to that? And those cards are super. If you ever find those cards, freaking buy them because
Yeah.
they're instant cash payouts. Look at Fleer Metal, right? Those are basically like comic cards and fantasy cards and stuff like that. Like I don't know, and I like Topps Cosmic, and they have a few efforts in some of those areas, but to do like a real collaboration with like a real property that like Star Wars baseball cards would be mind blowing.
That
Um,
that would be amazing. That would take a lot of legal wrangling to ever get that to happen.
well, what it takes is money. Like
Yeah.
Star Wars doesn't. Well, Topps already has the Star Wars license, so they don't need their permission.
Fair. Yeah.
So, or
So
like
what is the
Star
barrier?
Wars WWE cards or something like, dude, they could do so much cool stuff.
Yeah.
I would collaborations are severely lacking in my opinion. Think about what's the other big like trading market, right? Stock exchange market for collectible items, tennis shoes, right?
Yeah.
How many collaborations are there for tennis shoes? Tons of them. I have Back to the Future shoes. I've got, there's Ghostbusters shoes. Like they do a ton of that with shoes. Like for whatever reason for trading cards, they just seems like a fail.
It's a miss, right?
Yeah. Anyway, what's next?
What's next? Well,
Yeah, click on stuff.
Chuck
Let's do it.
Face says it's Yo Goat.
Yo, yo, yo. Yes, correct. One yo is the correct way to address us for sure.
Here's the problem though. When I see that in that, comment, this is what I picture.
Ah, yogurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, they're making another movie of that too.
They are, yeah.
Yeah. So they've already started some like paneling and some filming and things. So yeah, that'll be exciting.
Yep. I'll be there to watch it. And then goes on to say, to combat the slow season, I've launched a coupon for followers and buyers. It's produced some multi-card sales, helping to move some of my older inventory as well.
Yeah, definitely. Coupons are a must. Coupons and promotions are a must. You decide what you want to do with it. How deep you want to go, how big you want to go, how many you want to offer, but you got to do them in order to get any quality traffic, especially if you want multi-card sales. So, good move.
Designated Heckler is here. Says happy Wednesday, fellas.
Happy Wednesday. Hump day.
I like the logo. Did you have the logo the last few weeks? This is the first time it caught my eye. I really like that.
DH. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that too.
Dan says, you're not opening the Absolute. People are starving for 2025 rookies. Got a hold of the Mosaics, and they boosted traffic and sold a lot.
Yeah, so I'm not. not yet anyway. I thought about buying 2 calendars. I probably should have and just ripped one, but then I was like, well, that'll make the calendar no fun when I go to do mine because I'll have experienced and seen what was out there. But I bought a lot of, I know what you're saying, and I bought a lot of, was this 25? Yeah, I bought a bunch of singles of rookies from 2025. So like Don Ross and Score and stuff like that. Because yeah, you're right. There isn't a lot out there. So like Scatabo, I showed that one earlier. I got Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, all the names. Jackson Dart rookie. Can't go wrong with that stuff right now. So yeah, I picked up a bunch of those. I wasn't going to rip them out of the calendar. And now I guess I look at it like if I hit something big, it doesn't really matter if I get it now or I get it next month. If you hit like the Jackson Dart kaboom, like I guess if his season falls apart, sure, but those types of cards tend to always hold liquidity.
Even if he gets Malik Neighbors?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be way more than the $50 I paid for the box, right? So it's like,
yeah.
I don't know. I just, not everything is, and I'm going to say this, which is going to be shocking, but not everything is about just like turning a profit. This to me is something that I'll have fun opening and, will have some resale value to it. Now, the baseball megas and stuff, I'll open those, like the holiday stuff.
Yeah.
For that I will. And maybe I'll buy another Absolute calendar. I don't know. But I was doing singles and, I had other stuff going on when I was in the shop yesterday. So they were flying off the shelves. Yeah, I think he had like 10 of them on the shelf. And because I was sitting right in front of where he had them on the shelf. And as I'm digging through like the dollar and priced as marked boxes and all that stuff, somebody comes in and I'll take 2 of the calendars. Or I'll take a calendar. I'll take a calendar. We got down to 2 left on the shelf. And I'm like, just give me one of those right now. Because I was just going to buy it at the end, but it'll be gone if I wait till then. So, they've been a popular sale for sure.
Yeah,
Now,
there were more of a movement
I don't
when I was in there.
particularly I don't particularly think absolute rookies have a great market. So I'm not too concerned with like, oh, if I open these, I'm going to make all this money on these base rookie cards. I get out of here.
It's fair.
Um,
Absolute is not a collector's favorite.
yeah, even though they're the green and red foil, exclusive apparel, that might help a little bit, but it's not. I don't know. And how many 2025 rookies have really broken out? Like it's not like a huge class of success. Jackson Dart's, the obvious one right now. Scatabo has some heat just because I think people just like him, right?
Yeah, he's fun.
He's Mike Allstott, right? He's that kind of thing. So I think that's great. And if I pull any of those out of the box, I'm sure they'll do fine. But do I need to rip the box now so I can get the $3.99 for the Jackson Dart base rookie card out of it? Probably not. It's not going to change my life. So
yeah. Joe's giving me some advice. He says, list the ornaments as chips. People buy your chips. Ante up.
yeah, I mean, I literally just list them as a die cut ornament, and they always sell. I've pulled decent names. I had a Tatis last year. I had a Kershaw. I think I bought like 6 mega boxes last year. That's weird for me. I don't buy a lot of wax, but I was getting them for like 20-25 bucks a pop, and I love opening them.
Yeah.
You hit some of those parallels. Good rookies last year, right? You had Churio and Holiday and all the Jacksons. Yamamoto, like it was a great rookie class besides, so it made a lot of sense. But I think I like the product better this year, like the look of it and all that. I just don't, the rookie class just isn't quite as good, unfortunately.
Yeah. And Joe's referring to, I had a good week of sales with Topps, MLB Topps chips. I sold about 150 of those chips in the last week. So that ended up being a great buy for me. I actually have to restock them now. I'm pretty glad that I made a secondary purchase like a month later of some more that I've had sitting in my back stock. So because my case is just about empty now after the buys this week.
Yeah, and definitely, I said the same thing. I said, "Well, I'm glad you found them first because I would have bought them too." They're just weird enough, and you're gonna have somebody who's gonna want them. They're putting together a poker set with them, or there's poker chip display cases. So maybe people are putting them up there, and there's the glow in the darks, and there's the gold, and there's nice parallels and stuff, and yeah, awesome stuff.
Little more list them to photograph them, especially like the glow in the darks. Like I list the glow in the dark when they're luminescent. So I hold them up to a light, I kill the lights, snap a photo. It just looks cool. But it's worth it in the end. And the great part is you can ship them under the same parameters as cards. If I ship one chip, I do it for under an ounce. Now they add up faster because they're like 0.7 ounces a chip, something like that, 0.6. So I can't do as much volume before I hit ground advantage. But when people buy single chips, it works just like the rest of the operation.
Yeah, I think they're great. All that kind of stuff. I mean, I just had I listed it already, so I don't know where it is now. But I just bought a Derek Jeter round disc, and it was from Jiffy Peanut Butter.
Yeah.
They must have put them like under the lid or whatever, so that's why they're round. The beef jerky ones, any of that stuff, anything food tied, related, weird, round stuff, die cut stuff. Yeah, those are all no brainers.
Absolutely,
for sure.
Dan says, "Wow, Topps Chrome and Holiday." Yeah, I don't remember them having that offering in there in past years.
No, they haven't. And it's like you got like one in a box, right? It's not like a huge,
yeah.
So you get like one or two per box. But yeah, that's a nice ad, especially if you hit a nice player.
Yeah, absolutely. Did I get a nice player? I don't think I did. I think I got.
I don't think you did either. Trevor Story,
No.
maybe, or
No, I got some crappy player for the Cubs, Dansby Swanson.
oh, that's right, Dansby Swanson. I forgot.
But I did get the refractor numbered to 499, so that'll be all right.
Oh yeah, it's a Cubs. You know, there's a market for that for sure.
Yeah. Dan says, "Where's Waldo the Elf?" Yeah, they're especially if your eyes are not as good as they once were. They're kind of tough to find sometimes.
I kind of think they're easier to find this year though. Like last year's product was so busy, you know, with the blue background, all the floating like neon outline gingerbread guys and all that. Like it was tough to see the elves.
But the thing is, you don't really have to worry about it. If you go through the face
Numbered on the back.
card, yeah, just flip it over and quickly scan all your numbers, and you'll see if you missed one. So
it's kind of nice you got it on Bobby Witt Jr. That's a decent resale name to hit that.
Yeah,
logo.
that should go for like $29.99, something like that. So,
yeah.
and that pays for one box almost, right? So
right. That's what I'm saying. There's it's almost an easy break even on those boxes. You know, if you get a couple of decent players and you got the ornament, you got a jersey card or an auto, like, dude, it doesn't take long to get up to $30 on stuff like that.
Right. So the risk is relatively low when we often talk about we don't rip a lot of retail because you're not going to make money there. But if the risk is low and there's a good fun factor, then I'm willing to go ahead and rip some. So
there's a hell of a lot less of that out there for sale than there is Topps flagship.
Yeah, that's true. Designated Heckler says, really like the HE number for Hidden Elf on Topps Holiday. I enjoy the short prints, but I can't spend 30 seconds per card looking at the pictures.
Yeah, what you really need to do, like on the regular products, you really need to know what that printing code is on the bottom. And then just flip through all the cards and look for the variation printing code. But yeah, I always thought that was a pain in the butt too. I think that was part of the fun Topps was having with us, was like, oh, we're going to sneak this in and see if anybody notices. But yeah, they don't do that with Holiday. And I think they change it for Holiday for a couple of reasons. I think more kids buy it and they don't want kids like trading out rare cards because they couldn't see the little elf on the front. Because dealers will take advantage of kids and stuff.
Right.
So, so I think that's why they did it. They tried to make it more identifiable so that the younger population buying it wouldn't get screwed.
So it's not like Heritage.
Right. I mean, they had a lot.
That's the variation with the one blade of grass that is dead among all the green.
Well, even like they do weird stuff with parallels, right? So they'll put refractor on the back of a refractor card.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like a purple laser refractor, it doesn't even say refractor on the back. They just don't put anything. Like, what the hell? Like, why don't you put purple laser on it? Like, Upper Deck is the best company ever because you look at the back and it says right on it, this is a rainbow hollow or a pink pulse or whatever it is. Like, dude, just put the damn name on the card. Like, Consensus is better than I mean, even 2025 Topps baseball, right? We were pulling like the sand glitter, and it's like, is this the sand glitter or the regular glitter or?
That was a pain,
dude. You can't. I mean, you can't even tell. Like, they have two variations with the same. I shouldn't say variations. They have two parallels with basically the same effect on them. How are you supposed to know which one's which? They don't put anything on the back. They don't number them. So, dude, I'm totally on your side. I think that's a terrible thing. Like, just print the damn thing, name on the thing on the back.
I am
because they even go through the painstaking effort of naming the parallel, right? Because they'll put it on the box. Sand glitters are 1 in 25 packs. Great. So you already gave it a name. Like, it's not like the secondary market just decided this is what it was going to be called. You already gave it a name. You put the odds out there and everything. Just put the name on the card. You know, it would kill all the confusion.
Yeah, and it doesn't take away any of the fun. I'm looking for a specific card here because I noticed something different on two of the same cards. I'm gonna see if you can give some insight to it, but it doesn't take away from the experience when you say what variation it is or what parallel it is. Now, okay, there probably is a minority out there that like lives for the mystery of it, right? So I guess for some it might take away a little bit, but I think for the masses it wouldn't take any of the enjoyment away.
I mean, we hear from collectors and posts and stuff all the time. Like, why don't they just put the name of the parallel on? I don't
That's
think
true.
anybody would be mad if that happened. Like, why would you be upset because they put the name of the parallel on? Nobody's complained that they put refractor on the back of their card. So why would they complain if it said, black cosmic refractor, whatever strange ass name they decided to come up with this time for this type of parallel? Like,
Right.
because I think everybody wants to know what they're getting, right? Your biggest fear is you go to a show and you're like, can I look at this card and how many have sold and what is this parallel called? Like, you have to do all that because you can get totally fleeced. It could be the difference between parallels can look exactly the same, yet this one sells for $5 and this one sells for 200. Like, you need to know what you're getting.
I 100% agree with that. I found the card I was looking for.
All right, let's do it.
So I'm going to put it on solo again just so I can get a little bigger image here.
Like Han Solo or?
Oh, solo.
Huh.
All right. Here's the two Paul Skeens cards side by side. And look at the plant leg there. Look at that sock. Clearly.
Oh, yeah.
The same image, but that sock has 2 extra dots at the top of it.
So is that supposed to be like the snow falling? Is that what the dots are?
I don't know, because it's not anywhere else on the image. It is one of the holiday variation backs.
Okay. I bet it has more snow on the card because for the holiday variations. That's
so
my guess.
Look at these two. There's the base. There's the variation back.
Is the holiday one the one that has the extra white dots?
Yes.
Yeah.
The different back. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet they're trying to do like a snowfall effect. It's hard to tell on that card because there's so much like white and light color.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't see the extra snow, but you would in his sock. That's my guess. I don't know.
If they were gonna do the snow, I would expect it all over.
I don't know.
I mean, the real thing is when you flip it over, the back has the holiday design, right? So
yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was really unusual because it was the exact same image with just 2 tiny little white dots on it,
And that could all be cleared up by them putting on the back, holiday cookie edition, or I don't know. It's just
yeah.
That'd be my one biggest piece of advice to any of the card makers. I mean, and in fact, Panini's even worse because they just anything that's a parallel, they just put Prism on the back.
Yeah.
They don't put any effort into calling it anything else. They're all just called Prism.
Yep. In fairness, though, well, I guess not fairness because we're talking about Topps not doing all this stuff. Yesterday with that Bowman Chrome, there was a purple refractor that was numbered out of 199. I couldn't find it like half the checklists that were out there yet. It took me a long time to figure out, is this purple? Is someone calling this fuchsia? It was a light purple. Is someone calling it pink? But the serial number listings on all those other colors were different. So I eventually settled on purple. Put the name on it. There's no confusion, right?
Yeah.
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 All right. Moving on.
It needs to happen.
Dan says, yeah, it's a nice, fun product. That is a good return. And he's speaking of holiday.
Yeah. Yep.
Designated Heckler says, "Hey Charlie, now that you've had the fancy pants photo stand for a while, how are you feeling about it? Worth the money?" Great question. I do love it. I use it every single day. If I don't scan it, 99% of my photos come from that. Is it worth it? As long as it lasts, I will not feel bad about my purchase. If for some reason a month from now, even 6 months from now, if something stopped working and I could no longer have it functioning, I would not be happy about my purchase. If that thing lasts for a few years like I anticipated, I will have no problem with my purchase. So it's very, the value for me came from less touches when I was taking photos. It puts it exactly where I want it, and the image exactly what I want. Yes, I could achieve that in other ways. Yes, I'm very proud of the Goat Pen, and I still use that for like acetate cards that don't work real well in this one, the Haystack, because you can see through and you can see the stand holding the card. But this is just different for me. I felt like it was a step up from everything else I had done. And there's some other uses that I also considered when I made the purchase. So it's not for everybody. I will absolutely not sit here and say, everybody go out and get one. There's a specific use case that it made sense for me at the time. So that's my 5-cent take on it. Skylar, the Hoops and Yo-Yo fan, is here. It says, "Hi, Adam and Charlie."
He's a yo fan. How about that? Welcome to the show.
It's only 2 yos, though.
I know, but I was giving him an extra yo, just, you know.
All right.
By the way, I love Hoops and Yo-Yo. Do you know who Hoops and Yo-Yo is?
No.
So Hoops and Yo-Yo are 2 characters that Hallmark designed years ago.
Okay.
For holiday stuff. And they're kind of look like bunnies. One is pink, one is blue.
Okay.
And they do, like all these little like holiday cheer things. And
okay.
Hold on, let me see if I can find a picture.
I also like their avatar. Very nice.
Is it Hoops? Oh, it's not Hoops and Yo-Yo.
No.
It's ironic. Your name is Hoops and Yo-Yo, and you don't have any Hoops and Yo-Yo in your. So here's I'll just bring up the image.
All right.
Well, it's pink and green. I thought it was pink and blue, but
Okay.
Hoops and Yo-Yo. But they have these kind of little high pitched type voices like the chipmunks, you know, and he's a nogger. Nogger. He loves his eggnog. You know, like they do stuff like that.
I don't think
so
I've ever seen these before.
They've done some songs. They've had ornaments out. They've got little books and all kinds of stuff. A couple little cartoon presentation type things. Yeah. So that's Hoops and Yo-Yo. You're welcome. Now you know.
Yeah, the more you know.
Yep.
Designated Heckler says, "Wow, another scanner. I thought you were gonna say you bought a few more leaf blowers."
Nope.
How many do you have?
Four. Four is my limit. I don't have any more people than that, so and you can't really run 2 at once. Trust me, I've tried. Yeah, so basically I have 2 like high powered blowers that do most of the actual blowing. Then I have like a small one that's just battery, you know, lithium battery, just to do some quick cleanup off the deck, the sidewalks. You know, it doesn't do a lot of big jobs. It doesn't have a lot of power, and the battery doesn't last that long, of course. And then I have 2 that do reverse. blowing, if you will. They have suction, so you can suck like the leaves out of plants, and it'll mulch it into a bag, and then I just
Okay.
empty the bag. So that we have a lot of landscaping and different terrain areas and stuff where I don't really want to just blow as hard as possible to get the leaves out. I want to, and then you always get those little like crooks and crannies and corners in your yard where like you blow them and they just kind of go straight in the air and come back down. They never go anywhere.
Yeah.
So the mulcher works really well for that. It just goes suck up those final little leaves and you're good to go. So that's why I have 4. So I have 2 mulchers, which they also do regular blowing, but I don't use them for that. And then I have 2 like high powered blowers that are electric. I don't really like the gas backpack ones, so I use the electric. And I have lots of plugs in my yard, so it's easy to move it around, be able to blow them.
It's electric.
And then
Boogie woogie oogie.
yeah, boogie and the yo-yos, right? We go back to the yo-yo. No, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, and then the battery powered one. So I guess technically I have 5 because I have 2 mulchers, I have the 2 like high powered blowers, and then I have the little battery powered one. I also actually have a leaf mulcher. This thing's pretty cool. You got to see this sometime, Charlie. It's called a Sunjoe. Actually, I'll pull it up. I'm all about like sharing imagery since that's like all your guys' thing now. So it's called a Sunjoe. And I have no idea why it's called that because it kind of doesn't make sense and based on what the product is. Oh, maybe I guess they make other stuff too. I guess that's why. Let me see, Sunjoe mulcher, maybe. Yeah, here we go. I'll bring up this thing's pretty sweet. Let's share so you can see what I'm talking about. So yeah, I have this mulcher that I use too, because I have a mulch area in my yard.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll blow all the leaves to the back and then I'll run them through this mulcher. So it's this big barrel basically, and you just dump the leaves in through the top, and it just mulches all the way through to the bottom. So it's basically like a food processor on steroids.
Mm-hmm.
But it works really well. And the line inside, like the blades that it's cutting with, are just like weed trimmer blades, like the plastic line,
Mm-hmm.
in like pre-cut strips. So it's real easy when they get dull. You just kind of rip one out and put a new plastic line in and keep it going. So
Yeah.
leaves are a thing. But we started to use a pickup service this year. I'm not like putting all that stuff in my trailer anymore and hauling it away. Nope.
Okay.
When I actually have time, I get out there, I'll blow all the leaves to the curbs, 4 or 5 piles, however many I get out there. And then I call my leaf guy and say, yep, I got leaves for you. And he'll come and take them away for me. I got leaves. I could have him like do all the blowing, and well, first of all, that would be stupid since I own 5 leaf blowers to have somebody else do it. But the cost is pretty high because then you got like more hourly rates, and it just takes a while to blow a lot of leaves. I have a big yard, and I'm on a corner, so I've got a front and a side and a back, and there's leaves everywhere. So anyway, that's my leaf blower story.
Got it. All right. Designated Heckler says, just added the logo, had a little fun with it. Thanks for mentioning it. Yeah, you did a great job with it. I love it.
I think what I like about it is it follows my logo rules. We haven't talked about this in a long time, but I believe logos are very important for branding. And what I like about it is it's extremely simple, which is what it needs to be. Yet it's not like anything else I've ever really seen. So kind of self-explanatory, right? It's got some of the elements of the MLB logo and the diamond shape for the base, and so it makes it identifiable as far as like what it is that you do, but it's not like all the other logos. So
he heckles.
I'm a fan. Yeah, right.
All right. Boom Slang is here. He says, yo.
Yo, yo, yo. I'll finish you off there. Welcome, Boom Slang. Thanks for joining the show.
JQW8707 from Up Next Trading Card says, hey, hope everyone is doing great. With Topps Holiday, how did you ship the 2024 Gingerbread House ornament cards? They don't fit into a card saver. I didn't have much luck charging for ground on them. I happen to have two right here, Adam. So we often do things a little different. I have these, what are they, like 8x5 oversized top loaders and sleeves. So these stay pretty flexible. So then I can just put it in a 6x9 envelope and use ESE.
And that's exactly how I do it. I do it 2 ounce ES. Yep. I do it 2 ounce ESE in a 6x9 with that oversized top load. Yeah. Remember I ran out of them last year and I had to get one from you.
Oh yeah.
I had sold an ornament.
That was for?
Yeah, because we were at a show. It was the January show, I think. And I was like, hey, can I get one of these? I'm all out of these top loads. And I have a chance to get to the shop. So
Yeah.
I should probably keep more of those in stock, but I don't buy a ton of them because I don't do a ton of them. But yeah, they ship great that way. You're probably not going to get away with a 1 ounce shipping in a 6x9. So
Especially with
you either
top loader, it adds a little more weight.
Yeah. And I just think that if you put 74 cents on it, they're going to be like, they don't even really need to weigh it. They're just going to be like, there's no way this 74 cents covers this. So, I think just from the aspect of the post office looking at it, if you put 2 ounces on it, they're going to be like, okay, that makes more sense. Like that it could get through at that. So I don't know. That's the only thing. So I still do the free shipping because for the 2nd ounce, it's not that much more. It doesn't really matter.
Right. What is it? $1?
Yeah, I wouldn't try
to.
to sell them, where you're sending it as a package. Like it starts to get hard to hit those sales because people they assume they figure in the shipping with the price of the purchase, and
Right.
then you'll be over their limit of them being able to do it. Especially if you're listing it with $4.75 shipping and I'm listing it with free shipping. It's gonna be tough for you to compete.
Right.
But yeah, 6x9 envelopes are pretty cheap. Doesn't have to be bubbles or anything, just flat. In fact, don't use a bubble because then it would be a
No.
package. So just use like a plain, 6x9 envelope, and then, like Charlie said, the bigger holders. If they're the smaller ornaments, you can maybe get away with putting them in a card saver. But yeah, most of those are too wide.
Yeah. Even these ones this year, these are gonna be too wide. I'll have to do something similar with these. Now we had actually a good Discord discussion this week on the 6x9s. So they do ESE requirements, but the key is there are a lot of 6x9s that have metal clasps on them or strings and things like that. You cannot ship it with those on. So you need to, if you get them with the metal clasps, I just shake it back and forth and it pulls right off. And then my label goes right over the top of that anyway, so you never see it. You just got to make sure that you don't have anything on there that'll make them pull it out of the sorting machine.
Plain white envelope, right, with the self-seal on it. That's what you need. You get a box of, I think, 100 of these. It was like $10 or something. So, I mean, they're not like 10 cents a piece. They're not bad.
Yeah.
And for how many I use, and I do probably a lot more volume than most people watching this. For as many as I use, that pack will last me a long time. Just don't do that many things that need 6x9 shipping.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I probably only use one once a month, maybe once every other month. So
yeah, so just get yourself a decent sized pack so you get a fair bulk price on it, and you should be able to sit on those for quite a while.
Yeah,
and just ship that stuff as it comes. Because I basically use the 6x9s for stuff like that, and then anything that's over 15. Well, if it's like 15 cards. So I put 5 in each top card saver and tape them together and put it in a 6x9.
I think I've used them for these as well. These oversized XL cards from Marvel Masterpiece, and that takes up most of the 6x9. But again, it's still pretty flexible.
Yeah.
Wouldn't quite be able to bend it in half as the guidelines say, but I've been successful using them so far.
The other thing I ship in those is like the old 90s like box loader cards, right? So they're like the jumbos, and you got like one on the top of a box on all your packs. So I've got like Chrome Favre cards and Marino and stuff like that. When those sell, that's how I do. Same premise. They fit in those oversized top loads and a 6x9.
Boomslang says, my town is encouraging residents to mulch the leaves into your lawn. They don't want to pick them up anymore. I don't think anybody does.
No. So I have 2 arguments to that. One, I live in the woods. I have like 30 some trees in my lot. My grass would all be dead because you'd have so many and I've tried to do that where I've done the mulching, but there's just too much to mulch.
Chokes it out.
Where it all just so I have a little like mulch pit spot in the very back corner of my yard because it doesn't affect anything else, and it's easy. Then I just blow everything to that back corner, and that stuff can sit there. And you just turn it every once in a while, and it mulches down pretty good. The other argument to that is mulching itself takes a lot of effort. So it's almost easier to just blow them all, throw them in a trailer or on a tarp or whatever, however you're doing it, and then haul them away than it is to just sit there and try to mulch everything.
Yeah, I agree with
that. But I've seen that too. There's been talk about that like in my area too, like, oh, don't blow your leaves, don't rake your leaves, mulch them. And I'm like, yeah, sure, that's the place telling you that because they don't want to do the work. It makes sense. But yeah. If you have a lot of leaves, you know what I'm talking about. You can't just sitting there mulching all day. Like I can mulch for like 12 hours and I won't have them all done.
Yeah. Yeah, Boomslang says he has 2 very small trees, but 99% of his leaves blow in from the neighbors.
Yeah, and that one's kind of tough too because you can't do a whole lot about it. I guess you could blow them back to your neighbor's side, but yeah, leaves blow. They move, so you got to be prepared for that. I've already had it where my yard is kind of all done for the time being, and then you get a big windstorm, and all my neighbors' leaves who didn't get to them yet are in my yard. Not that they intentionally did it by any measure. It's just that was par for the course. That was what happened that time. And it's like, well, they're in my yard now, so now I got to blow leaves again. But it's funny because I always say we have 3 seasons here. It's leaves, and then winter, and then leaves. And it's funny because as soon as like some of that fall hits, or a few leaves are falling off the tree, I go outside and I just hear, it's like all the leaf blower engines from like blocks around me just firing up and blowing all the leaves. So it's pretty interesting to listen to that. But almost everybody uses the gas backpack blowers, and I just don't care. I don't like them, and I don't really use I don't like gas. So I'd rather just plug it in. It does kind of stink when I first set it up because like I have to unwind like the big extension cord and plug it in, but once you get going in that, it's not that big a deal.
Good to know.
And I have some really long cords. That's the other thing that you need. If you have a big lot and you're going to run an electric, you got to do that. I also never have to worry about being out of gas or getting a tune-up or checking the oil or looking at the spark plug or trying to get it to start after not using it for 9 months. Yeah, I plug it in and literally just flick the switch and it's up to full speed and it's ready to go.
Excellent. Well, up next, Trading Card says, appreciate that. I missed the conversation in the disc. Go that route. Have a few of the gingerbread houses, but I'm ordering a few of those 2025 boxes. So want to be prepared for the new ones. Exactly. We're coming back around full circle,
Prep.
Adam. Prep time. That's right.
Yeah, we're preppers.
Well, that's it for our chat tonight. We're all caught up.
Well, I just want to, that was kind of a good segue. I do want to mention we have our Discord link passing by here. Make sure you join the Discord if you're not in there. It is free. Lots of great conversation. A lot of things we get topics from for the show come from conversations in there. So we appreciate everybody participating there as well. Also, if you're not able to catch the show live, time doesn't work, day doesn't work, whatever it is, that's a great place for you to go and still be active, right? You can ask questions, you can post pictures, talk to others that are sharing in the Discord, and be an active participant instead of just watching a recording. So
absolutely,
that's my pitch on that one. Also, just for this channel here, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody else you think might want to watch it. Subscribe to the channel, and then ring the bell if you want to be notified of videos. Some people tell me like, "Oh, I forgot it was live night," and I'm like, "Well, did you ring the bell? Because it should tell you that we're going to be live." Oh no, I didn't do that. Okay, well, that's your best way to solve that issue. I used to put a ton of videos out. I don't do a ton of videos anymore. This is kind of the weekly thing that goes out. So, follow the channel and you'll see a lot of good live discussion content on there.
Duly noted.
Yeah.
Well, what else we got for tonight?
Dan says he doesn't like dealing with cords, so he has all battery power tools. You know what I don't like dealing with? Batteries that are dead and waiting for them to recharge. Screw that. Plus, none of my battery chargers are in my garage because it gets cold. It gets cold here, and they don't work very well in a garage. So they're in my basement. So when I have to change batteries out, if I don't do it ahead of time, I got to go down. I got to go in, go down, get the battery, change it out. So yeah. And like I said, most of the time, like when I commit a day to go and do leaves, it's like 8 hours of leaves. So I would need like a ton of batteries, and I don't want to do that. I can plug it in, turn it on, done.
Yeah, Dan says he's got 4 batteries. I'm in Dan's camp. No. I've got a ton of batteries. No. So there's always a rotation. I can take 2 out with me and not have to.
They're also expensive. They don't last forever. If you buy different tools, sometimes the batteries might not work with other tools, and so I have my little battery one that I use if I just need a quick, cleanup off the driveway or something like that. So I'll do that, but no, I'm unwinding the cord at first. Yes, it's a 5-minute pain in the butt. Once it's unwound, it's not a big deal. Then I just blow all the leaves and I'm done. And then I have a cord winder, so at the end I just hit the crank and boom, everything winds back up and put it away. So, and for my holiday displays, I need a bunch of like super long extension cords. I had them anyway, so I didn't have to like run out and buy one for it. But yeah, so
as long as it works for you.
And I don't disagree with the battery thing. I still think that's better than doing the gas. So for me, it goes plug it in, battery, gas. Like that's my rank. And then after that, just blowtorch, I guess, just set them all on fire. That's a great option, but it's yeah, it's illegal and kind of dangerous, and I don't think my insurance company would appreciate it. So I don't choose that path. But yeah, my plug-in blowers have been holding up really well. They're a lot cheaper, when you get something that's electric versus, because the batteries are most of the money, right? The tool might be $100 and the battery's like 120 or something. So that's part of it too. I didn't want to put the money into that.
Sounds like Dan has had a shocking experience when he's been dealing with cords.
You cut the cord while trimming a bush? Okay, that's on you, dude. That's not the cord's fault. I don't have to worry about that with leaf blowing. There's no way it's going to get cut, so I don't really think about that. But the one thing that's a pain besides that initial 5 minutes of getting everything unwound is if I'm going out to do the front and then I want to go do leaves in the back, I have to unplug because I can't run it all the way from the front to the back. I have to go unplug it once, take it to the back, plug it in the back, and then I can do the whole back. But I generally will be like, all right, I'm going to go blow out the front. I just plug it in the front and do all the leaves in the front, and that's what I do for the day. And then the next day it's like, all right, I'm going to do all the leaves in the back. So it's kind of split by task that way. So I don't run into where I have to move the cord very often. So pretty interesting discussion, leaf blowers and such.
Well, we always got to have a little nonsense in the show.
And I'm fortunate. I don't have a ton of grass. I have a lot of landscaping, so I don't have to do a lot of grass cutting in the summer. I cut my grass like 3 times a summer because it's shaded and and all that, so don't have to do that a lot. And then all my snow removal, I have a guy that does it. I pay a guy, so I literally just have to get out there for leaf season, and then the rest of it kind of takes care of itself. So can't complain too much. I
There
could,
you
but
go.
I'd still have to go blow the leaves, so complaining wouldn't matter.
Well, that blows.
Yeah, pretty much. Leaf blowing is actually kind of fun.
It is. I have to admit that.
It's not as bad as like other like yard taking care of activities. So I'm kind of like, all right, no big deal. And the weather's usually decent, right? Because you're either in fall or spring, so you don't have to get you don't get too hot, you don't get too cold. You just go out there and blow leaves. My one suggestion is to try to avoid times when it's really windy, because you're going to blow the leaves, they're all going to blow back, and you're just going to get frustrated and work twice as hard. You'd think you could defeat the wind, but in a lot of cases you can't. Dry leaves especially, man, it doesn't take much for them to move.
Very true.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've thoroughly covered leaf blowing and the tools to do so tonight. So anything left before we start saying goodnight?
I don't think so. I think probably I guess I do have something to add. Kind of along the themes of the show here. Just take 10 minutes one of these days, while things are slower, write a list of all the things you really want to be ready for the holiday season, whether that's getting more listings done, ordering your scanner so you're ready to go, getting your room more organized, having piles of stuff to list, whatever it takes, doing listings, whatever you feel like you need to get accomplished before things pick up. Make a list of that and start checking that thing off, because we could just got a couple of weeks and it'll be
Make
here.
a list, check it twice.
Yeah, I like that. Nice. Well done.
Joe's on a mission to bring us back on topic. He said, I think Craftsman Tools made cards. He is absolutely right.
Yep, they
There
sure
is
did.
a Craftsman tool set.
Yeah. Yep, I've bought a few of those here and there. They have their specific market, of course. They're not,
Right.
not hot sellers, but yeah, of course. I mean, I've bought cards of RVs and trains and roller coasters, and dude, you can sell anything, and it's just more fun. It's fun to have different stuff.
For sure.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
I will just say, may your cardboard stay dry and your corners stay sharp.
Ooh, you got a new slogan.
Pretty
I'll
off
add,
there, didn't it?
yeah, a little bit. I'll add, you can't sell what you don't list, especially this time of year coming up. So get on it. Little holiday goat for you. I'll leave the weird looking fuzzy belly goat off to the side for tonight. We won't talk about that
that
anymore.
creeped me out looking at the underside.
Yeah, it did. I'll be sure to show that every week, just so you know. All right. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you all next week, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, Wednesday.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.